are back for another week, and I cannot believe how time is flying. Week after week after week, we bring you more and more. So we're excited to be here today. Of course, I am Dr. Briley. I have my co-host,
Austin Tony.
Yes, and we have a beautiful guest here with us today that's going to share some information and knowledge. But who do we have with us today?
My name's Krista Fee.
Okay, so this segment is going to be really interesting. Let's just say very interesting because, we talk about real estate, and of course I have not forgot we're going to do our fun fact around the table. But however, this is going to be a very interesting podcast today. So I'm glad y'all are tuning in and glad you are viewing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are almost y'all at 200K views. 200K views. And we actually started this podcast on April 1st of this year. So that's a huge monument for us because we started and it's just grown, and we just really love you and really love you to be a part of the family. So anyway, you first. Come on. Wow, come on.
Ladies first.
Come on. Okay, do you have something to share that's funny, or is anything that's something that's interesting for your week?
That's funny?
Funny or anything?
Oh, good Lord. I have not stopped this week, so
Okay.
my feet have not even touched the ground since we got back from our last mission. So probably the funniest thing this week is I have 2 little Boston Terriers, and they don't like it when we're gone. So I got home last night at 8 o'clock, and they both decided they're comfort animals. So they decided that I needed some love, and they literally were sitting across on top of me and I get a phone call. So I stick my phone in the thing, and I've got 2 dog butts is all you can see as I answer the phone. I'm like, apparently I need some comfort. I need some quiet time. The dogs will not let me get up. So yeah, literally. So one of my clients, I answer the phone, and all there are is 2 little dog butts shaking and wagging in the camera. So that was how professional I got to be last night.
That's funny.
Makes people comfortable. That's what
because it's a realness of you, and I can't wait to share your story. I can't wait to share everything with the viewers about what you do and how humble that is. The work. So tell me something. Tell me something interesting.
Okay, I don't know. I guess the most recent thing that I've done besides work would be my office was trying to plan a little going out party, and I have someone that works in my brokerage that does not share information about her personal life, and she doesn't want to tell anybody about her birthday. And she's whispering, and she was like, oh, I guess, yeah, I can, because I'm trying to get everybody to be involved and get them there. And she's whispering, and I look over at her phone, and she was like, oh, I'll figure it out. And I was like, what? I saw something. You're moving around stuff on your schedule. It's her birthday, and she doesn't want to tell anybody.
Aww.
So I was like, okay. And so I got her husband there, or boyfriend, partner, whatever. I don't know. Everyone has something different nowadays.
It's
but
complicated.
Got him there and some old friends, and she has just moved here and did not want to move here because of his job and something that was going on with him. He's sick, and so anyways, the husband came by, or boyfriend, partner, came by after dinner and was all choked up and was like, I don't think you know how much this meant for you to do something for her.
Oh, wow.
Because she had to move her whole life for me just to be here.
Oh, wow.
And she has swallowed it like a pill, and I know she hates it every day. And lately she has changed completely since she's been working with you and doing something like this. I haven't seen her get up and dance like this in so long.
Oh.
That means so much to me. So I want to have you over for dinner and drinks. I got a bed for you. And I was like, yep, I already was thinking that when you said that. I'm going to have to Uber because when I'm around good people, I like to have good wine and a lot of it.
But that's good, That's really good because you don't realize, you don't realize how people impact, people and touch people's lives.
Yeah.
You just don't know. You go about life, and sometimes you interact with people, or you meet somebody, and you might say this one thing that touches them that can help them.
Right.
You know, help
It's
them
just
to
the
another-
little thing.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's just
She
the
invited
taking
people
time.
to hijack their happy hour into turning it into her birthday dinner, but
But it made her happy, and
yeah.
that's the key to success. That's the key to success in your business. That's the key to success in life. And sometimes it's wild how you have to get older, and then all of a sudden you start thinking. I don't know if it's because the clock of the lifespan ticks on you, but as you get older, you start to think about the simple things.
Right.
And
the relationships.
And the relationships. We say that all the time, they matter. So that's pretty cool. So for me, it goes funny a little bit.
Good.
Not too. So for me, I was at a HOA meeting, because I am the HOA president for my neighborhood. And of course, y'all couldn't, like y'all didn't know. But we had a little meeting, and it was so funny because after the meeting, we had it at the library, and Lord knows my big old mouth at the library. So I have a voice that carries. So we're in the conference room at the library, and we're talking and stuff, and we're finishing up, finalizing things that we need to do. And my voice is loud. So before I knew it, I got out of the library and still talking in the same loud voice that I am. And I see everybody look, and I'm going, oh. And then they're like, shh. And as everybody's going, shh. I turn around and go down the steps, and I fall, y'all. So I fall. And when I fall, it's loud. You know, it was like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, ah! You know, I'm laughing like that all loud. And everybody jumps up in the library and looks at me and sees me. Then I'm like, I'm okay. And the person
library,
that, yeah, it was just,
Still
that,
shaking her
yeah, the
head.
librarian is like, you can never come
Yeah.
again. Yeah. So it was by far the funniest thing. But everybody, the whole library was laughing. Like everybody. It was like a silence, and then I go, oh, and I turn and I go down the stairs. So anyway, that was my funny thing
That's
to share.
good. I wish
know,
I was
right?
there. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
everybody, every
I'm
time I
kidding.
tell that story, everybody's like, I wish I was there. Oh, I would laugh. And I was laughing, but I did, they helped me up, they picked me up. And I said, I hadn't had any wine yet. I'm hollering it all loud. Haven't had any wine yet. And everybody's like, this is a library, lady.
I know.
So, but anyway, that was
That's amazing.
I know, right? So to get right into the segment here, I'm looking and it says Battle to Be. I love the title, Battle to Be. Share with us a little bit about how did that even come about, and who are you? Who is this mysterious woman that is doing all this work out there, and the creation of Battle to Be? And then, guys, I'll tell y'all why I had them both on the show, but more about real estate. This does tie into real estate. It really does. And that's what I was sharing with Austin. But tell me about Battle to Be.
That is really the most frequent keynote that I do. It's literally the origin story, right? Everybody
Right.
wants to know the origin story. And I guess that begins with me. So I was born the throwaway daughter of a victim of human trafficking. So right off the get-go, I learned to be quiet and silent to keep myself safe. And I learned that it didn't matter how much I screamed, it didn't matter how much noise I made, no one was going to be there for me. And the system stepped in, and luckily I was adopted to a wonderful, wonderful family. And unfortunately, rescue doesn't always mean safety. So I was a victim of childhood sexual assault from an extended family member. And spent my life struggling the way most women do who have been victims of sexual assault to discover myself, to figure out how to protect myself. So there's a million trauma responses. There's all these ways we learn to protect ourselves. And one of those ways is helping other people to avoid facing our own junk, to avoid facing the things that we need to heal within ourselves.
Right.
So I thought I was going to be a doctor, and went to pre-med, volunteered at an emergency room, just dedicated myself to all of this learning. I wanted to learn psychology, wanted to understand human beings,
Right.
how they function, how they tick, what makes them behave the way that they do. And when I worked in the emergency room, I had all of these experiences with injured police officers. And there is just something about that family that we had a particular officer that didn't make it come in, and he'd been shot, and like within minutes the entire crew was there. 20 officers in this room, and some of them let one little tear go down their face, but they're all stoic and they're just staring and not touching each other. And if you've ever been in a hospital when there's something going on, people are usually crying and all over each other,
right.
Hugging and touching. Well, these people were there and they were present and they were so engaged, but they were not connected with each other. There was just this this is family, we're here, we're gonna make this all right, we're gonna be together. But there wasn't that release and that softness that other people have. And there was something about that made me feel like it was family. Like, wait, there's something about this that I don't know anything about. There's something about being supported in this way that is so compassionate and not at the same time. Like, I needed a stoic love. I needed the love from a distance that didn't scare me and didn't make me feel vulnerable, but that still made me feel like a part of something and accepted.
Right.
So I was like, I need to be a first responder. What does that mean? How do I do that? How do I become one of these people? Because the person that abused me was a firefighter. And so I was like, but the police are okay.
Right.
Like in my broken, twisted mind, I was like, they didn't hurt me, and I like this. This is something that I want to be a part of. So I went and got a forensics degree and was gonna do, I could do forensic pathology. I can still do the medical.
Right.
And dead people don't complain. And dead people can't hurt you.
Touch. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. Well, it didn't quite turn out that way. I got my forensics degree and ended up serving my internship doing private investigation, and then ended up on a human trafficking task force. And it just, every little step of the pathway was an accident, almost like divine guidance.
Right.
Divine guidance.
That's
yeah.
divine.
Right. So then I just was in love, like doing the investigative work and the crime scene reconstruction, and then just figuring out how to solve these puzzles.
Right.
I've always been really smart and a total perfectionist.
Right.
So it was everything. Like, I got to be around the police. I got to have these unsolvable puzzles.
Right.
I got to help people. But then it ended. And I didn't know what happened to them after the fact. Like, we'd solve the problem, we'd send the team in, they'd get kids out, and we never knew what happened to them afterwards.
Right.
I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to know, okay, well, were they okay?
Closure.
Right? I needed closure. So I kind of created my own path. Now I work in the aftercare side of things. So I still do investigative work, but then I get to do the psychological aftercare and the support afterwards. So now I know they're okay. Now I know they have the tools and resources that they need. And I can help with that moving on process.
Right. And that's how Battle to Be became.
Yes.
Wow. What made you think of the name? What?
Battle to Be as a name has actually progressed through our growth. Like, we started with human trafficking, so it was the battle to be free. And then I started doing some aftercare with military personnel who had just gotten out and needed reintegration support. Same thing, trauma is trauma. Most people don't understand that. They're like, you work with first responders and trafficking victims and military personnel. Yes, trauma is trauma.
Trauma is trauma. and then you're probably watching this at home and you're going, okay, what does that have to do with real estate? We're getting there, sweet babies. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We really are.
Yeah, because I'm gonna show you how what is going, what happens in the world and how this will. You'll understand it at the end. Just hold on to your seats. So with the name, so now we go into the work, the true feet on the ground. And what does that look like? So let's move into devastation.
Crisis time.
Crisis time. So I told y'all to hold on to your seats, right? So when a devastation happens, it affects the land. The land holds the residential and commercial stuff. It's, you know, it's all works together. Now, the organization that she has comes in during devastation times. So we're going to talk about one devastation currently, which was the Guadalupe River. And what is this? Tell me where about this is. What did it? Where did it? Because, you know, on the news and the things that we seen and the clips we seen, it really didn't give us a good geographical. You know, it just says RVs here, and it was a camp, and it was all of this, and it went so quick, and then now we don't really talk about it right now. And that was just a couple of weeks ago. Like just a couple of weeks ago. So Guadalupe River, kind of give us an insight as much as you can on what did that look like? What did that mean? You know?
Wow, this one was the hardest response I've ever been on. I'll be honest, and like I've done a lot of national disasters. This one was hard. This one was really devastating. And a big part of why it was devastating is exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
We're talking about 100 miles of footage on both sides of a river, basically.
Right.
We're talking about, I think there were 6 communities that were affected along that course. So everyone's talking about Kerrville, right? That's where the Camp Mystic is. But that's the start of the problem. And you still have a whole bunch of other towns that were in that 100-mile stretch, and there's actually a couple of little offshoots that even went off in different directions. So literally 100 miles of ground to do search and rescue in, and a lot of it is very rural, small towns, low income, minority populations, and they just don't get the national attention. They don't get, dare I even say it, but a bunch of little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls from a camp that costs $4,000 a week to attend is going to get a ton of national attention. But a homeless camp in a small rural community is not going to raise the funds that nonprofits want. So it's not a real great topic to talk about.
Right.
So that's why you heard about Kerrville and not so much the smaller areas.
Right. And you said it was so the geographically was other little widgets and places around it. And you're absolutely right. And one thing about our show is, like, we talk about a lot of things, and we talk about, if you haven't got it by now, then keep watching, because we're really passionate about our real estate, but passionate about the way we do it. The relationships, the communities, the way we do it, and the way we do it is deep. You know, it's deeply rooted, and we want you to literally feel us through the TV. We really want you to, you know, if you're watching on a tablet, we want to actually you feel us and feel our heart, because we're passionate about what we do. And I love what I do, and I know you love what you do, and every single person we bring on the show loves what they do. So take me to the information of the widgets of different, like, you know, you got the Kerrville, but you got all this, you got RV parks. It was just, and it happened, you know, so quickly. I don't know the actual stats of how quickly. Can you share, like, how quickly this happened, or how fast it happened, so people can really understand it, and break that down for me for our viewers.
Ooh, I don't have the exact numbers. Do you?
3 to 4 hours is what I
Yeah.
feel like we were
Was it?
I know
It was
being
quick.
told.
Yes, it was. And it was in the middle of the night. It was
Correct.
like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And I know they did have, like, I want to say it was in 60 minutes, they had like a 20-foot rise or something ridiculous like that. Like, it was very, very, very fast.
Right.
And they did get the warnings. I know everyone's like, oh, why didn't they have a warning system?
Right.
We all have a warning system.
Right.
Every one of those people
But
have
it's we're
cell
talking about
phones.
4 a.m. and I mean,
They're
Yeah,
always
4 a.m. in the morning. They're not.
Right.
They're not answering.
In a tent.
And some people
In
in
a
a tent.
tent. Right.
Probably drinking. It's a
And,
holiday.
yeah, and it's a holiday
It's the
weekend.
July
I was just
4th
going to say
weekend.
that's one factor too. Is the holiday weekend. A lot of tourism went that way for the holiday weekend. So you take all of those factors, yes, and a lot of people turn off their phones because they're like, I'm on vacation.
I'm on vacation.
I'm
Right.
on vacation. Let me turn off. So even if the alert didn't go off, it wouldn't go off because your phone is off. You're having a good time.
What I wish I knew at the start. Trusting BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group with our commercial landscaping was the best decision ever. BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group has been transforming commercial spaces into green paradises. Our clients can't stop raving about us. Just listen to what they have to say.
First client review. Our property has never looked this good. 5 stars all the way.
Second client review. Professional, reliable, and simply the best in the business. 5-star service.
From lush green lawns to vibrant floral displays, we've got it all covered. Our dedicated team ensures your property not only looks great but stands out.
Third client review. Their attention to detail is incredible. Our landscaping has never been in better hands. 5 stars.
Whether you're a business or an individual, BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group brings expertise, reliability, and a touch of magic to every project. Ready to transform your property? Join the 5-Star Club! Because at BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group, we believe every property deserves to shine. BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group, where properties thrive.
So what do your team do when you go to location? What do you do? How do you start? What's the day look like?
So the initial response, our rapid response search and rescue team, is based on getting critical supply needs as fast as possible on the ground where they're needed. We like to say within 2 hours. It doesn't always happen that way, but also elite search and rescue resources. So that's trained search and rescue people who are military or first responders who can get in and get people who are in trouble out of the area. So that might be high water evacuation. It might be high water rescue. It might be boots on the ground, ground pounding is what we call it, which is, looking for anything that we can. A lot of people were buried. So when we say, we're looking at every inch and we're trying to find survivors, people expect that they're going to be sitting there, waiting for you under a tree. And what we're talking about is cars that are 15 feet underground, buried, or people put their infants in coolers and hope that they'll survive a flood. So anything we find, we've got debris everywhere. We have to open everything. Any place where people could be buried, we have to move debris. We have to get inside and underneath everything, because the first 4 to 5 days we can still find people alive. And that's really why we got to get as many people as possible on the ground as quick as we can.
Right. Well, and so I told y'all as viewers is watching us the wraparound to this. So let me break it down. When a devastation happens, you have wonderful organizations like Battle to Be go out, do these efforts and search and rescue efforts, but all of that has to happen along with then the cleanup. And then after the cleanup, then the insurance people come out and do their little magic wand, and you pull and tug on that, hoping you're going to get the money that you need to rebuild. And that's the part about the real estate. So that's why we wanted you on the show, because all of that matters. Like what the work you're doing matters, because you got to have point A to get to point, D, but all of that matters because that's a part of getting it back, getting the land back, cultivating the land, and getting it back to. Everybody always want to use the phrase going back to the norm. Like we're gonna go back to the norm. We never did even go back to the norm after COVID. So you have to. Those are some of the cultivating things that gets done in real estate. And first, before we even go even deeper and just talk about some of the things, what is needed and what your organization might need, if there's a viewer that wants to help in some type of way, I'm pretty sure that you know, when you watch this, you know, something tugs at your heart, has to, you know, because that this is an ongoing thing. And like now, I seen it, but I don't know much yet about the Hawaii situation that they were saying in Hawaii. It just seems like we go from one catastrophe to the California. I know they're still getting stuff and trying to do stuff. It's like one after another, after another, after another. So once again, kudos to you and your organization, because believe it or not, y'all, this is not going to stop. You know, like this is, weather patterns are changing. You know, I don't know. Don't come for me, because I'm not saying who messing with the weather or nothing like that. I'm just saying things are, you know, let's make that clear.
Yep.
I got enough going on. I don't need no more drama. But we see the weather patterns are changing, or something is changing, and things are happening, which is making more situations, you know, making more like, I don't know how that happened, you know, and it's devastating to people, and it's devastating to families. But one of the things it helps that you're doing, it helps the people to, you know, be back to where they are. You know, be back to try to give them some closure. If it's a family, if it's you're finding a family member or something, they're giving them some closure. Because that's a lot of people need that. A lot of people need closure.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, okay, so when you are on the ground, boots on the ground, and you're on the ground, and you're looking and you're doing rescues and stuff, and you're seeing, what's the steps? And I might be going too far, and if I do, just slap my hand and say no. We won't talk about that. But if you do find somebody, or you're out there, and y'all didn't know this, honeys, y'all didn't know this, but Austin went for the whole weekend.
Krista has trapped me.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Went for the
I'm
whole
willing.
weekend.
Yep.
And he was buzzing in on me. I was, you know, asking little questions like, "You okay? Everything okay?" So, but tell me more about like boots on the ground.
He did a great job. I don't usually bring in people who don't have experience, but Kelly vouched for him, and I was like, all right, we could use a few extra hands. This is going to be rough going, so if you think he can handle it. And he did it. He did a fantastic job. And like, he did it. He went up on the riverbank on the hard side, and like,
told me.
like, yeah, and he claims that he has a recovery under his belt now. So I mean, that is, it's really hard to say that it's the best possible outcome, but when you're on the second week out, the best possible outcome is that we got people home. Right. Because there's no way. We already know, like, on Sunday, everybody, the first Sunday after, everybody's like energy shifts. You just know. Right. You're at that point in time where we're no longer looking for survivors. Now all we can do is bring people home. And it's sacred work. And it becomes quieter, more introspective work and more detail-oriented work, because now we're looking for the slightest sign that someone's present, but they're not going to be making any noise. They're not going to be telling us they're there. So we have to look for all these tiny signs of nature, and it's very heavy, but it's also very beautiful. There's a side to it that is sacred is the only word I can come up with, is that when we make those discoveries, and we know, especially when there's heavy machinery trying to just plow everything over, because they don't understand our side of things. And everybody wants to get back to normal. So search crews are right alongside cleanup crews, and sometimes the cleanup crews are like, get out of my way, we just want to plow this under. And we're like, wait, this hasn't been completely searched yet. We need to give this another look. We need to pause. And then we discover that someone's still there. And we want to get them home in a respectful manner.
In a very respectful manner. So can you share when you went, and are y'all still going down there now, or has the...
Technically speaking, our work is done there, but I am still communicating with the team there. We may actually go help a couple of families just get their places cleaned out and do some rebuilding, some rebuilding work. But that's not That's just churches and community members reaching out with certain projects and saying we just need some extra hands. So
Okay.
that's not our work per se, that's just the work.
The work that goes involving, once again, to get the real estate back up, to get even the little, so when we're talking about areas, Kerrville, like you said, everybody know about Kerrville, you know, there's rescue and search, but even the more lower end populated areas, getting in those little crevices, because it's country.
It is
It's
country.
country flies, country everything. It's country, but it's a good country. It's good people,
It is.
and so navigating through that and trying to get that back up, you know, because if it was already a low area and didn't have a lot of resources and it didn't have a lot of money and didn't have a lot of just things, trying to get that back up, you know, that takes work.
So much work.
Yeah, that takes work. No joke. So tell me about a little bit, Austin, about your experience, because you know it's not just you went that weekend. So tell me a little
Pretty
bit.
quick
Yeah.
by deciding to go to it.
Yeah,
but
it was quick. He gave me a phone call. He said I'm thinking about going to do some rescue and searching, and I said, who, you? And then, no, but I wasn't saying it like in a funny way. I was like, wait a minute, what? And because we were just together working on some maybe podcast stuff or something, and then you told me that, and I said, that is so nice. I kept saying, that is so nice, Austin. Well, be careful. And then I also offered him some service if he needed some service, if it bothered you or you had some issues or anything.
Right.
I was like, well, I'll give you some free service of counseling or something. And
Which,
he
yeah.
just laughed. He said, no, I'm going to be okay. I said, okay.
And I
all
said,
right.
we actually have one of those.
Yeah.
We have
That's one of the
two.
reasons she's owed two now. I forgot.
So you have two on
Yes.
the team.
Mhm.
So if somebody finds something then and they're
Not prepared for
not
that.
prepared for it, because that's a lot. You might not be prepared for what you might see. You know, it's not something that's easily, you know, I'm very humbled to even be in the presence of you with this, because I'm being honest, you know, everybody can't do that.
Right.
Everybody.
We had one of those while I was out there.
We did, yes.
Not me.
Okay, because everybody can't do that. You want to do the work, but everybody can't do it.
Right.
It's just, you know, sometimes it's just too much,
Right.
too heavy.
Oh, the conversation about how important having psychological support in the field, in the moment. Oh my
Right.
gosh, we could talk for hours
Right.
about changing the systems, because like when I showed up, we went to report at the emergency center and I was like, this is what I do, this is who I am. I would like to be present with the families in
Right.
Kerrville. That's where I feel like I can make the most impact. They're like, well, we call you guys in 2 weeks. And I went, in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, it's too late.
It's
They've
too-
already
yeah.
had secondary trauma.
Right.
Like, we're not even talking about the initial trauma. We're talking about you are ensuring these families have
Right.
post-traumatic stress disorder. We needed to debrief this within 24 hours. Like, we
Right.
could completely
Go on
we
a
could
whole-
go on a whole nother
Yeah.
tangent there.
I would say
Yeah.
that's what I learned the most on it, is knowing all what you do and other groups like you, and what's missing and how we deal with disasters and things like that.
Right.
The way it happens and what she is trying to implement
Right.
is so missed, and it's just crazy to me
It's-
that
it's crazy
it
because
seems
you
so
got-
obvious. Yeah,
Right.
follow this checklist that she's saying.
Right.
But no, they're like, no, we're getting everything
Because
back
I
to
think
normal. and
sometimes
then we'll go
government
on.
steps in and say, we're just going to get this thing back to normal. We're going to get these people back right.
Right.
And that's
Yep.
it. And it's so much more than that.
Right.
You know, you can't just say, we're going to get these people right back to where they are. Like, wait a minute, stop. Pause for a second. We got to do some we got to do some cleanup. I know we want to get the business of economic real estate and
Right.
everything flowing again.
Yes.
But hold on, put the brakes on it. So that's good. So where can someone reach you at? How can they get in contact with you?
Ooh, they can get in contact with me on any social media. It's Krista Fee or Krista Phoenix Fee on everything.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the things. or battle2be.org, BATTLE, the number 2be.org is probably the easiest, and it goes, all the messages go straight to me, the phone numbers go straight to me.
Okay. Is there a donation button on the website?
Oh, yes, there is, of course.
Yes. Of course, y'all. We have to put that out there because as you watch, I know sometimes, you know, it's getting closer to the end of the year. You got to write those checks to get those tax breaks. Okay, so send them over to her way because you need that sometime.
And Phoenix is the mascot
Yes.
Oh,
for
wow.
Battle to Be. That's her
Wow.
truck.
Wow. Yeah. She has an amazing truck. We'll take a picture and we'll slide it into our YouTube clip so y'all can see it because this is an amazing truck. She's getting it redone, right? You were saying?
Yes. We lost our engine. We actually need to get our engine rebuilt. We need to lift 4.5 inches and put in some high water features so that we're better prepared for the next time we have a disaster evacuation that we have to do.
Right.
And then we also have to redo the back end because we were toasted by a semi truck on the freeway. And it's going to be like a year before the court date happens on that. So we're looking for corporate sponsors that want their logos on the back of our truck. And that truck travels all across the United States, taking
Right.
plaques to families of our fallen heroes. So
How much is the, do you want to share with the viewers? Have you gotten to that point where you know exactly how much the actual pricing would be to donate to be on the truck?
we have different sponsor levels,
Okay.
5, 10, 25.
Okay.
And we have a podcast and we have social media channels, so we're totally, it's tax deductible, and we can give you more marketing than just on the truck.
Right. Okay.
So different packages, different advertising options.
That's good. And those are some of the avenues that, you know, is a blessing for nonprofits to utilize it all to be able to utilize the funds to do more work. You know, she needs the funds to do more work, y'all. So don't just watch the channel. Be a participant in your community, like I always say, to make change, be effective with whatever you do, have passion. And do you have anything else, Austin?
I don't think so.
You don't think
we
so?
need more hours to listen to you.
Yes,
more
yeah.
hours.
Well, I just want to say, I want to say thank you again. I want to, you know, I'm very humbled to be in your presence because the work you do is remarkable. Okay, it's remarkable, and you keep doing what you do. Austin, thank you
Feel the same way.
Yeah, thank you for doing.
He's going to be our new board member.
Oh, Austin! Did y'all get that facial expression?
Yeah.
Wow, just like that. Well, in regards to thanking you, I don't know what's happening to my tablet. It's just doing what it wants to do right now. But in honors of just the magnitude of what you've done, I want to present. This comes from the Texas Senate. Senator was not able to be here today. Actually, he's in Kerrville right now, which is Paul Bennett. He was going to be here today, but he's unable to because he's, you know, in Austin. They've been in the House. So, but I want to present this to y'all. These are actual flags that have been flown over the Capitol, and it's specialized with your names on it. Austin has his from the Capitol, and a letter from the Senate of the state of Texas wants to honor you and say thank you for your work that you've done and thank you for everything that y'all were, doing.
Wow.
And I have one for both of y'all. So, yeah. So this is the action. Oh, y'all, look y'all.
No, I have to continue to work with you.
It's not an
Just
option. It
kidding.
is the actual flag that's been flown over the
I never
over the state
planned on
capitol.
not.
I'm pretty sure you've gotten a million of
That's
these.
amazing.
I'm pretty sure you gotten a lot of these, right?
Thank you so much.
I have actually turned down a lot of awards.
Did you? Well, I'm glad I didn't
She's
tell you was getting one.
Too humble. Too humble.
Oh
That's
no.
not the reason we do it. I mean, it's awesome, and I love being recognized, but that's not why we do what we do.
But the recognition must be said. We must say it because you gotta know that people out here appreciate the work that you do. This is not lightly. Everybody can't do that. When we watched what happened with the Guadalupe River and the devastation, you know, that just, you have to think about, there were people traveling just for vacation. And that was their last time with their family. That's deep. You know, you're thinking you got a little time off from work and now we're finna go have a little fun, go on the river, float around, then that night, you know, to wash up and then go to sleep, to wake up to water taller than what, 35 feet, 25 feet of water. RVs swept off the thing. So that's huge when you talk about now the rebuilding of an area. So, you know, yes, recognition must be done. So I did call up Paul Bennett, Senator Paul Bennett area to say, hey, you know, I got two amazing people. One is my co-host and another person that he's bringing to the show. And then I definitely want a flag flown over the Capitol, and I want to present it to him because I think that that's amazing. So hopefully y'all can find somewhere to put this in your office.
No, that's beautiful.
This is yours.
And I will put it in the crisis pod.
Yes,
It's
yes.
amazing.
Yeah, so once again, thank you. And I want to say to our listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the family. I know I say that a lot. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I really do. This podcast, like I said, is about to have 200K viewers. And to me, that's a testament that we're doing something right because people want to watch. I know I got some looky-loos out there, but baby, y'all keep looky-looing, okay? Keep looky-looing because I bring the look. So, but for those that are really passionate and want to see things that we're trying to do with our communities to make them stronger, then you tune in, you say stuff, and you let us know, okay? Well, as always, I tell y'all, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and we will do the same. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.